What's happening, Luigi?
Anything to say?
What's going on, Luigi?
Luigi, it's me, Mario. Me, Mario.
The suspect's attorney, Thomas Dickey, addressing the charges against his client while speaking to reporters just a few minutes ago. Take a listen.
Listen, I haven't seen any evidence that says that he's the shooter. So that's, like I said earlier, and I wasn't kidding around. A couple of things. If you're going to report something, report accurately. And remember, and this is not just a small thing, the fundamental concept of American justice is a presumption of innocence, and until you're proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I've seen zero evidence at this point.
Yes, I'm just getting different informations pertaining to this guy. We have seen how he's at the media. When you take a look at this, Luigi allegedly considered using B to take away UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian, but decided against it because it could take away the lives of innocent people. The revelation was found on a notebook that had a to-do list. Luigi thanked the Fed in his handwritten doc, saying he respects them for what you do for our country. According to CNN, Luigi was trained to be able to carry out the attack in New York City because nothing could be better than to take away the CEO's life at his own bean counting conference. It is important. Let me show you some clips.
We are following breaking news. We have new video of Luigi Mangione's arrival at a courthouse in Pennsylvania. That's where we are anticipating an extradition hearing for the 26-year-old Ivy League graduate and high school valedictorian accused in the murder of health insurance CEO Brian Thompson.
Yeah, let's see this moment. It is actually sort of something to watch. He was trying to send a message, but police rush him off very quickly.
And it's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people. It's a lived experience.
All right, so we just heard him yell that about it, sort of something being unjust. This is an insult to the intelligence of the American people. Let's bring in trial attorney Mercedes Colwin with us. Look, this is someone between what you're hearing him say right there, manifesto, messages left on these bullets. Right. I mean, this is someone on a mission, it appears. He is the alleged killer in this case. We have to be very clear about that. He's facing an extradition hearing here, but I just wonder what you think of a moment like that as you see it, knowing the evidence that police say they have on this person.
Brianna, it's very disturbing, and those types of outbursts will certainly be evaluated by his defense team because that's just not normal. I mean, we've already had reports that he has been very strange since over the summer, that he has become reclusive. This manifesto is these rantings and ravings of an individual that obviously has some aberrant thoughts in his mind, and that's why he put it down on paper. So all of that is certainly very disturbing. The defense is going to have to evaluate whether this is an individual that really will even understand the charges. I mean, they may, depending on how aberrant his thoughts are.
Yes, a lot of people are still not convinced with what is going on. Some says they are not sure this is the guy. From what we have today, it shows that the fingerprint is exactly his. When you take a look at this article, growing evidence suggests that suspected Hassan Luigi wanted to be caught. True crime author John Lee published a report asking some great questions. What on earth was he doing 6 days later, hanging out only 280 miles from the crime scene, wearing the same clothes and carrying multiple incriminating objects on his person? Regarding those distinct bushy eyebrows, why didn't he wear a stocking cap that he could have easily pulled down over them? How about trimming his eyebrows? In other words, did Luigi want to be caught? That is a question. Additionally, a McDonald's bystander says Luigi heard his friend talking about him but decided to stay at McDonald's anyway. When you see this, you will really need to ask a lot of questions like what is going on.
I think, there's cameras everywhere now, and that's part of the problem with someone. And I don't think this guy was a professional. I think this guy, if I had to guess, some guy got over. Apparently that company is really bad on denying claims.
34% denial rate, something
normal's
like that.
like 16. Yeah. So those guys.
I don't think anybody's going to be crying too hard over that guy.
Yeah, maybe his family, but that's about it.
Yeah.
It's
committing a symbolic takedown with this alleged act that he is accused of. In it, he basically said the mafioso has gotten too powerful and to continue the abuse of our country for immense profit. And he kind of paints himself, according to this report, as somewhat of a hero, saying that evidently I am the first to face it with such brutal honesty. Now, of course, you've heard Governor Shapiro from Pennsylvania come out. You've seen the New York governor come out and say he is no hero. Of course, we should not be celebrating this person, but it certainly is giving a little bit more detail as to a motive possibly of why he is accused of this horrific crime.
Libras are melting down on social media after this guy was found. I have seen some celebrate what this guy did. I don't know how true this is. I really want to know the end result of this. The investigation should be carrying out his motive. When you take a look here, you can see how Jon Stewart audience are actually booing off. They didn't want the guy to be discovered. That is what I've observed on social media. Extremely concerning. At a certain point, I didn't want to report this.
I was like, couldn't have been that guy. Today, they did appear to catch that guy today at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. It's true.
Standing on a rock. Hey, should I look in that bush? I don't want to do that stuff. They didn't spend the whole time barely looking in the bushes.
The breakthrough in the case came as police divers continued to search a lake in New York Central Park.
What baffles me a lot is the fact that these liberal comedians are using it to make fun. I don't understand. This is something that we should be focused on thinking about it. Like, what can be going on? They're using it into something else. I understand some people have issues with some of these insurance companies, but in this case, we should not be doing this. It is time for you to even pity the families of this man. Yeah, they're passing through pain. This man was a father. Just think if this same thing happened to your family members, how you will feel. Or when you're on social media or watching your favorite shows, seeing them making a mockery, doing jokes about it, how will you feel? These are just reflections when I see this every single day.
The big news today is that they've got a suspect. The person of interest identified is an anti-capitalist former Ivy League student who liked online quotes from Unabomber Ted Kaczynski raging against the country's medical community. We're shocked. Tech whiz, his name here, Luigi Mangione, 26 of Towson, Maryland, was taken into custody Monday morning at McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania after an intense manhunt following the execution.
I'm not saying she's a vampire.
That's all I'm asking
I know.
for.
I'm not saying she's a vampire, but garlic does repel her. As for the man who was found at McDonald's, does anybody remember a few years ago? I know I did because it was 1 block from my apartment. They found the subway shooter at a McDonald's in the East Village. So what is with these shooters going and hiding out at McDonald's? Also, I have to say this. The man had the mask on and the hood, and all you could see was his eyes. Michael Jackson tried this for 20 years. He wore the mask. He put the little kids in the mask. Blanket and Babadoo and Prince and Paris wear the mask. Everybody knew it was Michael Jackson.
It's mind-blowing.
It's difference between the left and the right. It must be such a strange thing. It is for me, for someone who has kind of complained.
And I ask myself, which political party has made my life worse? It's not the Republican Party.
He was doing...
Oh, this is very special.
There's a very good chance of that.
Many years ago. And
then the...
Have a nice Sunday.
Doing this. That's what she did.
NBC News can now project that Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin
which means he is the winner of this race and will return to the White House.
And Donald Trump will be our next president.
Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
CNN projects that Donald Trump has been elected president, defeating Vice President Kamala Harris and making a political comeback unlike any in modern American politics.
Donald Trump likes my music. Please register to vote.
Look at this. She's only up by 15 points.
Caught Taylor Swift.
Yeah, this song is kind of...
Also celebrating was a man who was celebrating
4 years of thinly veiled.
I might be deported because I'm a naturalized citizen.